On September 11, 2001, the United States was stunned by 4 terrorist attacks by the Islamic fundamentalist group Al-Qaeda in both Washington, D.C. and New York City. One of the causes could be linked to the United States and Afghanistan relationship before 9/11. After the Sour Revolution ended their friendly relationship, the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan was closed due to concerns that the new regime would not protect the diplomats. The tension grew so big the United Nations had to step in. There was also a lack in stressing national security. Al-Qaeda could have easily struck, and they did so. The FBI and CIA lacked unity and locked in overseas intelligence corporations. Al-Qaeda was a threat after it bombed U.S. embassies in various countries, but the U.S. did very little to prevent any more from occurring.
Since 9/11, non-Americans have experienced discrimination, such as Sikh, Muslim, Arab, and South Asian Americans. This goes against U.S. freedom of religion, as people have been assaulted and even politicians have emphasized their opinion on how they think non-Americans are disloyal. The Bush administration focused on creating a global war on terrorism and created the Department of Homeland Security to prevent further terrorist attacks, but actually caused more damage. Changes were made to the U.S. foreign policy to make the U.S. a globally dominant military power, which led to the war on Iraq, as it was said Iraq was supplying nuclear weapons to terrorists.
In response to 9/11, the TSA was created by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Airport security has gotten more invasive and more thorough. There have been at least 9 changes to the system since 9/11. Now they check IDs, shoes have to be removed, all baggage has to be scanned, no liquids are allowed past security, computers must be taken out of its case, all outerwear must be removed, walk through an X-ray machine, pat-downs by TSA, and you must have a ticket to be allowed at airline gates. With these security additions, the wait to go through security can last hours, and the long lines can be a hassle for many travelers. To remember 9/11, New York City made a memorial site where the Twin Towers had fallen. For the 10-year anniversary, they held a ceremony in front of the memorial as a national tribute to the men, women, and children killed in the terrorist attacks of 2001 and 1993. The total people who died in the 9/11 attack was 2,996.
One important theme of Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close is death. The bombing of Dresden, Germany, kills Oscar's grandfather's girlfriend Anna, and he loses the will to talk. This becomes a primary obstacle throughout his life. He ultimately overcomes his grief and stays with his wife, and stays to mourn the loss of his son. This is similar to the families who lost their loved ones in 9/11 who have tried to move past their grief. Another important theme is journey. Oscar is on a quest to find the lock that fits his father's key. This is both a physical and mental journey for him to get closure. The families of the victims of 9/11 are trying to get answers in order to move on with their lives. Lastly, family is an important theme. Oscar's grandfather decides to stay and is happy being surrounded by his family. The families of the victims of 9/11 now stick together and are grateful for who they have in their lives now more than ever.
I'm right here if you need me.